What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. There was big news on Smackdown last night as it was revealed that AJ Styles has been traded from Raw to the Blue brand for future consideration. But why? Why has WWE sent over AJ Styles to the Blue brand, and who Raw might get for the phenomenal one? Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 1. Raw has too many top heels. Now, Raw has enough top heels that AJ Styles' presence there is redundant. Raw seems to be pushing Bobby Lashley to the top and has Seth Rollins along with his ever-growing den of disciples there as well. There's also the possibility of Brock Lesnar showing up at any time also, which makes 3 big spots at the top. The game plan for Raw seems to be using a mix of their top tier veterans while building up younger talent into stars. As we'll see, AJ Styles is the odd man out and keeping him around on Raw is, well, unnecessary. Number 2, Raw has its workhorse heel. AJ Styles is a main event wrestler who can put on fantastic matches with a wide variety of opponents. Obviously a very useful wrestler to have on your roster. However, Seth Rollins serves equally well in this role, while SmackDown is in desperate need of a main event heel who can do what Styles does. While we think Shinsuke Nakamura could serve this role, the artist has floated around between the mid and upper card on SmackDown. AJ could stay on Raw, but he fills a vacant spot on the Blue brand. Number 3. Styles isn't turning face. Raw could use some top babyfaces, particularly with Styles' impressive list of skills, but AJ Styles just turned heel in 2019 and it doesn't make sense for him to turn babyface again. Well, not quite yet. As just mentioned, Raw has enough top level heels that Styles doesn't need to stick around. Number 4. The OC are gone. With Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows gone, AJ's dynamic of a heel backed up by 2 strongmen has changed dramatically, and it might not be easy for fans to buy into him as an effective heel operating on his own after months of winning thanks to outside interference. Moving Styles to SmackDown gives the WWE a chance to rebuild him as a heel who wins matches on his own, and while this may take some time, SmackDown is a great place to start over. Number 5. AJ fits well as an uppercard / main event heel. SmackDown has a number of stars, but when it comes to uppercard and main event, the Blue brand is short on heels in the singles division. Sure, there are wrestlers like John Morrison and The Miz, but they've been put into the tag team division. Sheamus needs to be built back up, and the WWE hasn't figured out whether to give King Corbin a solid push or not. The Fiend is a great heel, but can't wrestle everyone without being overexposed, and that's where AJ Styles comes in. Number 6. Sami Zayn may be gone. Based on what we've seen over the last few weeks, Sami Zayn may be gone from the WWE, as rumour has it he's been difficult to work with and has backstage heat. After years of languishing in the mid-card, and that's being generous, Zayn finally got his first WWE title and from what we've seen, blown the opportunity. If the WWE does keep Zayn around, he's likely going back to being a manager and or being a mid-card comedy act. There's also rumours floating around that he does have a lot of heat backstage, which could demote him as well. As such, AJ Styles could make for a much better Intercontinental Champion, bringing the title status as a belt for workhorses back and defending it against a variety of stars on SmackDown. And number 7, he may be replacing Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns has been out of WWE ever since WrestleMania 36, when he chose to take a step back for the sake of his family's health during this pandemic. There has been rumours that there's no hard feelings within WWE management that Reigns has taken the time off, even though they had massive plans for him over the summer. But it seems as if WWE is concentrating on moving ahead without Reigns, and AJ seems like his replacement on SmackDown. According to Sportskeeda's Tom Colohue, writers have been told to prepare for a future without Roman Reigns for the foreseeable future. He mentioned in his Dropkick Discussions podcast, after he chose not to return to the company and compete at WrestleMania, and of course the weeks advancing, the WWE since then have been creating storylines without factoring him in at all. I've been told, and I quote, the WWE is preparing for a future without Roman Reigns. This does not mean he's leaving the company. This does not mean he's been released. It just means that for the foreseeable future, the creative team have been told don't expect Roman Reigns back, and as such, they are writing stories with that in mind. Doesn't mean they can't make a sudden change as has been done in the past, but it does mean, at least for a while, we can expect not to see Roman Reigns on our television screens. But what about the other question? Who might Raw get for Styles? Well, let's look at the options. Number 1, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan would be a great trade to Raw, adding some technical ability to the red brand, as well as a main eventer who is more of a wrestler than a hybrid muscle-man brawler like Drew McIntyre. Rumor has it, Bryan is looking to switch to a part-time career or even less appearances because he wants to spend more time with his family. If so, the trade might not be as good as it seems. If Bryan were to stick around on a regular basis, Raw would be a great venue as it's been quite some time since he's worked there. Number 2, a twofer, Shorty G and Mustafa Ali. Fans still don't know who the Smackdown hacker is, and one possibility is the duo of Shorty G and Mustafa Ali. If that doesn't turn out to be the case, Shorty G and Mustafa could do well on Raw, a show that seems to be focusing on younger talent. Shorty G and Ali could form a good tag team or work singles matches, battling stars such as Andrade and Angel Garza, or Seth Rollins' underlings Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory. Number 3, Tucker. Heavy Machinery are going their separate ways as the WWE focuses on pushing Otis as a single star. Unless the WWE decides it wants to do a Tucker vs Otis rivalry, it's probably best that Tucker goes where he can get a fresh start. Like Shorty G and Ali, Tucker is relatively young and could fit well on Raw. Unfortunately, the WWE might as well just decide to release him, feeling he has nothing left to offer. Number 4, nobody. Don't think the WWE has to make a trade somewhere down the road. Remember when Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss were traded for future consideration and nothing ever happened? The WWE's idea of future consideration could quickly become the wrestling equivalent of the check is in the mail. But there you have it guys, reasons as to why AJ Styles was traded to SmackDown and who Raw might get for him. What do you think of this big trade, and who do you think's going to Raw? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.